That. And now, still staying on AFCON, let's go to part B of this studio. And Zita Jimoi has a lot of fantastic stuff on the scoreboard. Zita?
I don't want you guys to cry next when we'll be meeting here next Monday, because I can see everyone is supporting Senegal, and Senegal are going to meet today at 11, the host, that is Ivory Coast. So I hope you'll stick with Senegal until the end of everything. So coaches who have lost their jobs in AFCON 2023, I don't know it because of pressure, but I want us to look at those who have been fired. That is Chris Hampton from Ghana, that is the coach, Ghana coach who was fired. He hasn't been doing very well with the team that is in the World Cup that is in 2020 qualifiers, and again now he was eliminated during the group stages. Isia, what do you think about Chris Hampton? What is wrong with the Ghana? Because even them, they have the same complaints like us here, like us, the way we always complain about the federation. What do you think?
I'll quote Jose Mourinho. He once said that when you have top players, it's your duty to make them play as a team. You understand? That is what has been lacking in Ghana. And when you have players like Mohamed Kudus, the players like Jordan Ayew, and you can't get past the group stages, then there's a problem. And I think that it was the right decision for Ghana to sack the coach. But also, I need to say that the management of football in Ghana for a long time has been a problem. I don't know why this is about the Ayew brothers, as the core of the team, has always been going on, when we've seen really for a long time, since the exit of Asamoah Gyan, they've not been doing well. So I think that was the right decision. When you have players like the ones I'm mentioning and you can't go beyond the group stage, then you deserve the sack.
I want even to talk about another incident that happened during the Morocco game and DRC Congo. And that is Walid, the Morocco's coach. He was given a suspension of 4 games, and then he was given a fine of $5,000 that he's supposed to pay because of the incident that happened between him and one of the players of DRC Congo. I just wanted to discuss about this. Do you think, because again, the CAF disciplinary committee came again and told him that he can go back to the touchline after the suspension, after everything that happened, and everything happened during the AFCON. What do you think? Was it the wise decision, Arocho?
Personally, I think the outbursts at AFCON are very many. I don't like that each and every time there's squabbles in the pitch. For me, CAF did a mistake. Once you've made a decision, going by your assessment, the initial assessment was there was an altercation. You have to deal with it. So I think it was wrong, because even yesterday, when Egypt was playing, after every 10-15 minutes, you'll see group of players trying to tussle for a decision from the referee. So I think we need to stick to the law, and if in any case we are going to curb these incidences, we have to stick to our initial statement.
Okay. Still with the incident between Morocco and DRC, Shitera, as I ask you, do you think was it wise for him to come back to the touchline? What is your opinion about this?
I think I raised a point last week that it is critical and important for the football administrators to present their cases before a disciplinary committee that will make a decision that will be binding. Look at what they did to Adel Amrouche after he raised that issue. He was thrown out immediately after a Morocco coach has been involved in a situation, probably because they believe that these minnows cannot put up a challenge. And I think the coach was irritated, agitated, and he was unable to control himself. Same as Adel Amrouche, he was given a 4-match ban and some a fine on top. But again, they rescinded the decision. Might Adel Amrouche be right? So that opens up a very huge debate on how CAF handles their disciplinary issues. And I was on that point, that put up a case, bring up the culprits, let them go through the disciplinary process, and the decision should be binding.
Sila, as I finish about the coaches, what do you, just want you to talk about Song, and you saw a lot of someone from the technical bench getting a lot of phone calls. I don't know if it's from Eto or from where. And again, they were eliminated during the World Cup in group stages, and then again now they're eliminated during the knockout. What do you think? Do you think, I was waiting for Song to be part of the fired coaches here, but I haven't seen his name. Do you think he's supposed to be given time or what?
Well, there's a theory that best or good or outstanding footballers don't really make great coaches, and the reverse. I don't know how true that theory is, but if you look at Alexander Bahang Song, that was a real lion in his heyday as a player, wearing the armband. And in that squad, remember, he was the leader of the team, and there was also Sam Eto'o there as a number 9. So Song was the main man in that dressing room, very authoritative man. And right now, roles have been reversed, because he's now reporting to Sam Eto'o, who was, so to speak, his junior, quote unquote, in the dressing room. I think there's a lot of respect between the two gentlemen based on their playing days. But now, results must be delivered. And if you study the public opinion in Cameroon, they feel the coach should exit. As to whether Eto'o will sack his good friend remains a matter of debate. We're going to see. But if you look at his record since he took over, I don't think it's really impressive, because his win rate is around 42%, which is not really impressive. So probably it could be an amicable agreement where we see a statement, we've agreed to part ways, but I think probably Phil Eto'o would want to handle this in a very amicable way.
Okay, let's wait and see. So we have here teams that have been breaking the ceiling. That is, Mauritania has the first record ever victory at the AFCON. Mauritania have upset the odds by beating favorite tournament 2-time champions Algeria just to qualify for the quarters finals. Again, they face Cape Verde in the round of 16. What do you think about this, Isia?
Well, you look at Mauritania, and we get back to the point that we discussed before about infrastructure and seriousness with game management. I think recently Mauritania Federation was lauded for being one of the best in the world as far as management of FIFA funds is concerned, the way they are developing their game. And I think it's something for us to borrow a leaf from, because you look at how we have been doing, and really, we have come from quite a distance, Zita, where sometimes before we would have problems even with paying player tickets to come and play at home. Okay, that was really bad. We are past that now, but we can still ask for more. If a country like Mauritania can use their money very well, the funds they're getting from FIFA, and get to doing what they are doing, I think whether they continue or not, by now, they have scored a goal. What is important is that they are qualified for every tournament, AFCON tournament, there isn't once. And that is what we have been lacking, so that they have a continuity. So that the players who are here today, if they go to the next tournament, they won't be having some stage fright. So we congratulate them. But as far as continuing, I don't see them going beyond this.
There have been surprises that have been happening in the AFCON, so we are not going to rub anyone off. Wanasemanga mpira ni 90 minutes, na mpira udunda. That is what they always say, and you can see what happened to Egypt. So the magic man, Javen James, he was born in 30th, 1996. He's from France. Again, there was a letter that was written by Ivory Coast Federation to the France Federation. That is because he's actually now the coach for the France women's team. They wanted him to come after the coach of the Ivory Coast resigned. They wanted him to come just to see us, to be the coach during this AFCON period. What do you think, Shitera? Was it a wise idea for all this? Because he has actually, in his career, he has been coaching a lot of African teams, which means he has the roots and he knows how the African football is being managed. What do you think?
I think this is a very decorated coach in the African continent, having lifted the trophy with Zambia, and then with Ivory Coast. And as I said, Ivory Coast, I think they are confused. They don't know what they want, because at some point they thought that they were thrown out of the competition. Then, thanks to the new rule of best losers, they got themselves back. And I think at that point, so much pressure onto the coach, and he eventually resigned. So as we speak, they are having a caretaker coach. That request has been turned down by the FFF. So in my view, they should just enjoy the match as they exit the stage.
As you can see, if the deal would have gone through, he'll have been the 35th coach actually to coach the Ivory Coast and 16th Frenchman to coach the same team. As we continue, let's look at what happened during the what happened during the knockout stages. Angola, Namibia. Angola surprised everyone by beating Namibia 3-0. I think you guys have already discussed about this. Equatorial Guinea and Guinea. This is the game that I want Surambaya Rosafi to talk about. What do you think about this game? They scored the last-minute goal to make for them to qualify for the quarter.
This is a game that could have gone either way. I think even if in any case that match can be replayed, I don't think there's any team that will feel like they are sure of winning that match. And of course the match that came after that, when Egypt had their time and then they could not take that win. All in all, as I said earlier, soccer has now become totally different. There's no big side, there's no small side. And that was quite evident in the Egyptian match, because nobody was sure who was going to make it into the next stage. One thing I also would like to commend CAF at this particular juncture is the officiating. I was so impressed. Referees are so insertive in this tournament. Though I don't like VAR, I don't know what you guys will talk and say about VAR, but I've always been against VAR because it's taking the flair of the game.
The game between Nigeria and Cameroon, you can see what happened. The spirit of Victor Osimhen, you can see how he was even motivating the players as they beat Ivory, that is Cameroon 2-1. And then Egypt, DRC Congo, in the penalty ended 7-8. That is in the favor of DRC Congo. Let's look at the fixtures that from today. I know everyone here is saying Cape Verde will do this. Cape Verde are going to beat Mauritania, but we've seen Mauritania giving us surprises in the that is why they're here. It's here if you have something to say about Cape Verde and Mauritania.
Yes, you need to allow me first of all to give Victor Osimhen his flowers. Okay. People have been saying that he has not been effective, but I think even the coach said that he must not score for him to help the team. About the match Nigeria won 2-0. Again, they are showing that they can play as a team. For a long time, it has been about individual brilliance, but now they are showing some teamwork. About this match tonight, is going to be, I give it to Cape Verde, but like I've said, when you get to knockouts, is how you manage the game. Game management for the coach is very important, but I think I've seen Cape Verde have an edge over Mauritania from what we saw in the group stages. The
game will be at 8 p.m. East African time. We have Senegal and Ivory Coast. I know I don't want to ask this because I know everyone is saying Senegal are going to qualify for the quarterfinals, and then Ivory Coast. I don't know where they're going home, but again they will go home. During that, the game will be today at 11 p.m. And then we have other fixtures: Mali, Burkina Faso. Just as you just say something, one thing that is the Swila.
That will be a tough call. Remember, those are West Africans, former French colonies. They know each other very well. Burkina Faso were runners-up, I think, in the edition that went down in South Africa, if I'm not wrong. And then again, Mali, perennial, I won't call them challengers, but they've been reaching the quarters at worst, or even the semi. So on a weighing scale, I don't know what the bookmakers are giving Mali to win, or whether the odds are in favor of Burkina Faso. But for me, it's a 50-50 game which can go either way. Whichever team that will be more disciplined and will take their chances will nick it home.
The game will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. again, East African time. We have Morocco, South Africa. That will be, I think, our last game in the knockout stage. That is 16. Surambaya Rosafi, what do you think about Morocco and South Africa?
Many people have not talked about Morocco, but when you look at the way Morocco performed in the World Cup, they were quite strong as they progress. So Swila did not ask me about the team that I'm looking at as most favorite. For me, the Atlas Lions are very, very strong. They are picking it from where they left in the World Cup. So me, I'm giving Morocco to win this tournament for another time.
That would be a match of supremacy in Africa, football administration, even from club level. Morocco and South Africa have always been fighting. The boss, CAF boss, is Motsepe from South Africa. Remember the other day in the Super Cup they introduced Wydad Casablanca losing in the final to Mamelodi Sundowns. But again, here now you find Morocco with stars from everywhere in Europe. So I think also it's going to be quite interesting to see how they play.
Quite interesting to see how they play. As you can see, Guinea has won the first game to qualify for the quarterfinals since 2015 again. And as you can see, statistics are not lying about Egypt. They did not win any game. Again, they've drawn all the games that they've played during the AFCON 2023. Back to you, Sila.
Thank you, Zita, there on the scoreboard, breaking it down. And, of course, always make a date with us every Monday, same place, same time. But before we shift gears, remember, the AFCON 2023 is coming to you live on all our radio stations. So make a date with Radio Citizen tonight, Ramogi FM, Chamge, Hot 96, Just a Banter, Sulue, Mulembe, Bahari, and, of course, Muga, Wimaro. They will all be live with the commentaries of the AFCON. So make a date there. Jacob Isia, Geoffrey Mamburi, Mkala Wamambodze, and the team, so that you get